Not all the problems, but some problems. Physical touch.
Hi, I'm Siobhan.
Hi, I'm Desiree.
Hi, I'm Hafiz.
Hi, I'm Leah, and this is
ZULA ChickChats.
So today we're going to be talking about love languages and whether it affects your relationship. For you guys, have you heard of love languages before?
For me, it's just like the different ways that you communicate with your partner and how they kind of like process the information in the way you talk.
Someone's love language is basically like the preferred method in which they would like to receive love.
Actually, there are like 5 love languages. I'll just describe what are the 5 love languages first. So the first one will be acts of service. Acts of service can be defined as like doing something for the person. The next one will be words of affirmation. So giving actually verbal encouragement to your partner. Quality time. So obviously spending time with your partner. The fourth one will be receiving gifts. Just straightforward. And the last one will be physical touch, which is you know.
Yeah.
So you don't lie, you don't know.
A lot of people think like physical touch is like the It consists of like the non-sexual.
Oh, sure.
Like hand holding, like
you know when you
So basically everybody took a quiz. The quiz kind of turns out like your priority love language in that sense, and it rates it from like 1 to 5. For you guys, which is your top love language, and do you actually think that it's true?
For me, I rank highest in quality time. I actually think it's very true. Yeah, because for me, I feel that time is the most valuable thing that you can give someone. Something that you cannot buy.
For me, mine was words of affirmation. I'm a very, will you say, insecure person, so I need my partner to always like support and give me that sense of encouragement.
So similar to like Siobhan, I feel that
Yeah.
like time is like something that's very important. Amongst all of the love languages, like quality time is relatively like the least superficial love language in to a certain extent.
My top one was acts of service. And for me, as a person, I will go out of the way and do things for people. The thing is, right, I don't expect people to do things for me, but I'm very, very appreciative if someone goes out of the way to do something for me. In a sense, I'll
You
be...
got something here?
Mission accomplished.
For physical touch, right? Jing jing. Why is it important in a relationship?
Nervous laughter. Because I already have the emotional connection. So like, you know, there's the
You want the
physical connection is like
alright.
a bonus.
A bonus?
bonus.
I think it's only human that everyone needs physical touch. Like even a newborn baby needs the mother's touch. If not, it will die.
Being physically intimate with someone, right? It is the main difference between being friends and being like boyfriend to me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Personally, I will find it very quick to kind of like lose that feelings if there is no physical intimacy. No.
Do you think receiving gifts is something that you would like? Why would you appreciate or like value like receiving gifts in that sense?
So you know, like some
Oh
girls,
my God,
they
I can't
expect
stand-
monthsary,
I don't understand
the
monthsary.
anniversary. I don't think it's practical.
There's like a lot of pressure on your partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have to constantly think of what gift to get.
Why do you think acts of service is something that is important? That is an important love language.
Wow. To me, it's like a true husband material kind of guy, right? It's a guy that will rank very high in acts of service. He knows that in a relationship, right, it's about like, for example, keeping the clothes, helping with the housework. All these very practical kind of traits. It's more important than just buy a gift and like, nah, be happy, that kind of thing.
Acts of service is more of like a subtle version of gift giving.
It's a different kind of gift.
Yeah, it's a different kind of gift.
Emotional.
Yeah, it's not physical, it's more like
Emotional.
Yeah. Something that you actually will remember in like 10 years to come, like, oh, this guy did this for me that time. What do you think words of affirmation would help in your relationship?
Some people place like importance in words of affirmation because maybe it might be due to like some sort of insecurity they're having, or they
About me.
it reaffirms them lah in a way, and it's also always nice to hear like words of affirmation. No doubt it does give me like some sort of boost lah internally.
I think everybody knows quality time is important in a relationship, right? What exactly do you think it brings to your relationship?
Time to me is the most valuable thing you can ever offer someone. You can't buy time with money. Whatever time I have, to me, it's just like I just want to be with that one person lah.
When you are with your partner, the undivided attention you give the person, it just goes on to show how much you treasure him or her. In general, people have the like confusion that quality time is equals to quantity time. They think that if your love language is quality time, right, then you want to spend a lot of time with your partner. But in essence, it's more of like when you do spend time with your partner, it's you want it to be like an undivided attention sort of thing lah.
You spend that amount of time with that person, right? You may get to know things about the person that you never even know before in your relationship. If you truly treasure that amount of time, you will really take into account whatever the person is saying. For you guys in your relationships, right, can you give like an example of like when a love language you felt was incompatible or when it was very compatible lah?
For me and my girlfriend, I think actually right, the love language is something like I asked her early on in our dating stage. Her top one was words of affirmation. Coincidentally, words of affirmation is my last one. I'm quite bad at like expressing my feelings like vocally. At the end of the day, I figured a way to like resolve this issue.
We are the mystery men.
I express my feelings better in writing. So when I do like cards for her,
Very sweet though.
so it's like,
Shakespeare.
Just writing me poetry.
Initially, we were also having a lot of fights. But after a while, we started to communicate more. So like he gave me encouragement and then also like to sit me down and then like he tried to talk to me more. So I think that was that words of affirmation that I really needed to improve the relationship. Yeah.
For my current boyfriend, we get along really, really well because we're like best friends lah. We realized that we both rank high in terms of quality and acts of service because we both want to provide for each other. It's important, but it's not saying that it will make or break the relationship. It's just like having that same kind of love language just makes communicating a bit easier. In the long run, I feel that you can avoid a lot of arguments better lah.
I think my boyfriend, right, is like he's emotionally constipated. It's terrible. He don't know how to like say if he's feeling something.
Yeah.
So example, right, I'll tell him like, you know why I'm upset, then I'll like explain like story from like the beginning to the end, right? And after that he just okay. Then I just I don't know what his love language is, but I foresee it as not being like words of affirmation as the first because I think he's those kind that he will internalize but he won't like verbally say. To adapt to it, right, I just kind of like ask him more lah. And you cannot always like just sit there and wait for something to happen, you know. We talked about like the kind of love languages we value, right? Do you think these are important in your relationship?
Yes, to me it's very, very important. Everyone knows communication is key. So it's like, even no matter how nice, like whatever words that you want to say to your partner, it's like saying 我爱你 to someone who only knows je t'aime. It's just a different language, you just don't understand. Even if your intentions is good, the person may not perceive it that way.
I think it's important to a certain extent. I didn't realize I was a person that needed a lot of affirmation. My partner would compliment me. But I don't think it's super important because I think it's just a gauge for you to maneuver around.
At the end of the day, like it shouldn't be like the only thing that you do or say to make your partner happy. There should be a good mix and match of the different love languages. Like one only, then like it might get a bit boring.
Physical touch, right?
Darkness, my old friend.
I agree with everybody that it's something that you know you should take into consideration but don't fully place entire value on it. Do you actually think people with different priorities in their love languages can last in a relationship long term?
I think anything is possible, but to me, honestly, I think it's very, very hard. Like, you are just going to end up arguing non-stop. A lot of times, right, it's not about who's right or wrong. It's just a matter of perspective. And that's why there's so many arguments that could have just been avoided lah.
Different love languages won't like make or break a relationship. There's a popular saying like opposites attract, so it doesn't mean that you have to be the same or very similar in order for you all to coexist in harmony. At the end of the day, I feel it's how adaptable you are to the situation and your partner. It really depends on how you handle the differences.
A lot of times people can be very selfish. Not everyone is as selfless as you think they are. So in order for them to change their love language or to change their values, it will be very difficult and you need a lot of effort to be able to understand someone else's values and then work your own values around that. If you are willing to make it work right, work around it.
Today we have talked about love languages. The biggest takeaway we've had from this conversation was that no matter what your love language is, at the end of the day, it's how much effort and sacrifice you put into the relationship in order to make it last.
So if you guys have any opinions about love languages, you can always leave it in the comments and let us know what else to talk about next time.
And don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
Bye!